Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I'm back again on Nate the Lawyer's uh, Twitter page because there's yet another angle to this, and I'm sure there'll probably be Hi, everyone. Many more. Good morning. Good afternoon. My sound is working. Good. So basically, the big news here, of course, is that Nate the Lawyer is taking on defamation against Christopher Bouzy, who has a Bot Sentinel thing going on. And it's been revealed today, which I mentioned in my last video, that he exposed the fact, or discovered, discovery here, they're in discovery phase, right, because they're in a lawsuit. And turns out Meghan Markle, as well as Amber Heard's people, have paid Christopher Bouzy to make this Bot Sentinel report. This Bot Sentinel report was a defamatory report against private citizens on Twitter and YouTube that Meghan Markle didn't like. So I'm going to specifically talk about Meghan Markle. So is that number one? It was also number two, he worked with a group called the Sussex Squad who would also harass and dox people that didn't like Meghan and their family and any connections they could find. So this was a real, hi Justin, hi Beth. So this was a real coordinated campaign of hatred from Meghan Markle against private citizens. Now, bear in mind that Meghan Markle has a history of being a nasty, vicious bully towards her staff, in which a book has been written by Valentine Lowe, and he details all of this. And so much, Meghan was so abusive and horrific to her staff that they would break down, cry, get upset, and they call themselves the Sussex Survivor Group, right? Now Meghan has expanded that by hiring Christopher Bouzy, who has worked with other nefarious characters. I mentioned earlier, deep state characters in government. He's a serious predator, criminal psychopath himself. And now he's being taken on. He's being sued by a top lawyer here, Nate. Nate, the lawyer. And Nate has exposed that Meghan paid Christopher Bouzy for his reports. So why is that important? Well, where do I begin this? All right, let's go to the fact that Harry and Meghan used Bot Sentinel report to post out hundreds of articles claiming that they were the victims of a hate campaign. One example here, one of many, you can find many articles like this, starts off with Bot Sentinel, a free, nonpartisan platform developed to classify and track inauthentic accounts and toxic trolls, released its third and final report on a single-purpose hate accounts, as that was Bouzy's phrase, single-purpose hate accounts targeting Harry and Meghan. The report demonstrates how single-purpose hate accounts coordinate on several platforms, use Twitter to spread disinformation, monetize their hatred, and circulate conspiracy theories on YouTube. Christopher Bouzy, Bot Sentinel founder and CEO, said, quote, "We published our report on the coordinated hate campaign targeting Harry and Meghan. We illustrate conspiracy and believe it was comprehensive report." Well, now we know that Christopher Bouzy is a hack hired by Meghan and Harry to create this report and then use it to pretend they're victims, just like BLM does. And by the way, you have to watch Candace Owens' documentary about that. Blow your mind. But anyways, yeah, so Meghan paid for this report. And this guy, and then Christopher Bouzy not only made a report, he went around harassing these people too with his Sussex Squad. And this report, which you can still find online. Here's another article: online hate targeting Harry and Meghan come from a small number of users. The platform Bot Sentinel analyzed over 114,000 tweets. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Wow. So here they're using Bot Sentinel to claim, aha, see, we're victims of a coordinated hate campaign, but really, Meghan and Harry are the coordinators of a hate campaign, paying Christopher Bouzy, Bot Sentinel, paying Sussex Squad, which they've admitted to, and meeting them and greeting them. So Harry and Meghan have this coordinated hate campaign against private citizens, but they're parading around like, oh no, we're the victims. And here's another one. So another example is Newsweek. Now they have their private writers who write just for them, including this guy, Jack Royston, where he also wrote about this, of course. It says, Meghan Markle Twitter troll posed as a black woman. And again, he references to the Bot Sentinel, claiming that they found all these people and found, they claim somebody wasn't black. Says a person isn't a black woman, she's a middle-aged white woman pretending to be black, they claim. I don't know what they're referring to this one. But this is using Bot Sentinel, Christopher Bouzy, hired by Meghan Markle, and they're harassing various accounts, calling them trolls. Now, this is not the first time Harry and Meghan have done this sort of thing, and this is the report that Christopher Bouzy made. And we all know Murky Meg and Yankee Wally were put in here, and they put their pictures. And and of course, according to Taz, they posted their pictures, their real names, and these people got harassed in real life. They got doxxed, harassed. I mean, they put out all their private info. Now, this is not the first time Harry and Meghan have done this, right? Back in 2019, The Sun did this. Harry and Meghan. Now, we don't have proof that Harry and Meghan are behind this, but they were. The Sun posted very early on, before people got a realize what a witch and psycho witch Meghan is. The press actually supported her in unmasking vile trolls taunting Meghan Markle with cruel social media posts branding her a hooker and filthy. So here was the beginning of their censorship, right? In that, they weren't claiming that these trolls, and they outed these women. They outed their real pictures, their real names, what they did for a living, private citizens, outing them in the newspapers. Why? Because they don't like Meghan Markle, and they said so. They didn't threaten Meghan Markle's life. They didn't break any laws, but Harry and Meghan seem to apparently trying to make it against the law or something, to say that you don't like Meghan Markle because they called her a hooker, or that she looked like a hooker or something. It was real harmless, negative comments about her, but it wasn't anything really unusual. I mean, this is the way social media is created, to get people riled up. And of course, Harry and Meghan rile people up with their actions. Here's a big quote. All she knew how to do is take off her clothes. So anyways, this is not the first time. So again and again, we're seeing a pattern here. We're seeing a pattern of Harry and Meghan. Now, nobody else has ever done this, as far as I know. Do you know anybody else who's ever done this? Any other celebrity or whatnot, where you constantly see them outing trolls, private citizens, basically attacking private citizens? Because so first they did it with this Sun article. It's the one time they did this. Then now they're doing it with Bot Sentinel. Meghan Markle hired Christopher Bouzy to make this report on January 18th, 2022, and outing again, putting out the pictures of people who have YouTube accounts, Twitter accounts, putting out their real names, their pictures, the exact same idea of what they did before. Is it exact? And not only that, then they use all their PR people and their little, psychophants here that work for them. I think Jack Royston works for them, with Scobie and all that. And then they're using this report that they paid for to out private citizens, harassing them and leaving them open to being harassed and threatened. And then they play the victims and say, oh, look, the Bot Sentinel found all these trolls that were so hateful. So this is such a multi-layered thing that this psycho witch has done. I mean, this is all from Meghan. Look at the trouble these narcissist psychopaths cause. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, so now Nate the lawyer is taken on. This is being exposed now, and there's somebody here. I don't know what the relationship here is. If there's any, I guess they're friends or something. But this other account here is another one. A lot of people hate Christopher Bouzy. He's made a lot of enemies. He's got a long rap sheet. I mean, he's done a lot of scams with Bitcoin and whatnot. So if you check this account, now he's coming out. So their next story, Paid in Full, will cover the recent revelation that Mr. Bouzy got paid from Meghan Markle and Amber Heard. So he's going to be doing a story on this. I don't know if it's an article or if it's going to be a podcast. Let me see. But you go to his page here, and he's all over this. He's in Sydney, Australia, I guess. It says Sydney. He's got a Substack. Okay, so maybe it's on his Substack here. He's going to be going into, so to read, I'll have to read that. But he goes back through this, and Christopher Bouzy was harassing this lawyer too, like doxing him, putting up pictures. Wow. Says there are people who are aiding Bouzy journalists, Twitter users. Some of them have already hinted they need to be held accountable too. So they're going after anyone who's Bouzy's working with too. Like if Bouzy and his pack start harassing them, Nate or his friends, they're gonna find out who they are. I mean, this is like World War breaking out here. I mean, so Christopher Bouzy picked out this photo of Nate the lawyer when he graduated from law school, and apparently Nate the lawyer is extremely intelligent here. I mean, obviously he is, but I mean, he got, I think, a pro bono scholar, and he's supported by the dean. Um, so he's wow up here. Other people that Bouzy has harassed, and this guy saying, "Burn it down, Bouzy. Your app is trash. Do us a favor, find a job." They're telling him to get a real job instead of scamming people. Mr. Bouzy collecting balls because he does not have his like a man, I guess. Nacho Figueres, Harry's friend. He is simping for them, and you are telling me he's nonpartisan. This is so unethical. What's this about? It says Christopher Bouzy. This will drive anti-Sussex accounts crazy, and yes, it's legit. Oh, so Christopher Bouzy has a ball signed by Nacho? Nacho? Are you kidding me? So Harry is definitely involved in this too. This isn't just Meghan. Oh, we've got proof now. We've got proof that Harry paid for Christopher Bouzy, not just Meghan. We already knew Harry was working with Sussex Squad. We knew that already. They're posing pictures together. I gotta save this one. Hold on a second. I'm gonna save that real quick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Christopher Bouzy with Nacho signing his ball. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. Bouzy was right there in with them, huh? Holy cow. Sir, you got 4K by your article you shared. Now we know Bouzy is a paid mercenary, partisan watchdog for his clients, and has massive allegations of crypto scamming, mass flagging campaigns, and targeting, harassing small creators. Yeah, so that's the real term for him. See, it's all about the terminology. See, Christopher Bouzy calls YouTubers single-purpose hit accounts, but he's rightfully saying, no, you mean small creators. Yeah. Wow. This man does not deserve the privilege of API. Share and retweet. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'll retweet. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you check out this account because they are on top of Bouzy big time, and it's really blowing up. And it's showing the hypocrisy of Harry and Meghan, who claim that Harry is attacking people working as a chief of misinformation officer with the Aspen Institute, and he is trying to close and censor people for quote unquote misinformation. And meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are spreading misinformation. They're hiring Christopher Bouzy, making fake reports to harass private citizens, and then spreading misinformation, saying, "Oh, we were harassed. Look at this official report. We're the victims." I mean, the deception, the fraud, the dishonesty, the malevolence, the evil of this is just, it's hard to, you know, wow. It's hard, it's unbelievable how, when you look at this devious evilness and how manipulative. I mean, talk about, we always say how Megan's such an operator and how manipulative she is. I mean, you're seeing this is her criminal cunning. And but yet their hypocrisy needs to be, this really needs to be blown up, this story. How, again, this is a pattern of their abuse against private citizens. Harry and Meghan are harassing and doxing and abusing private citizens while at the same time pretending to be victims. It's just, it's so diabolical and evil and political. This is why Megan wants to go into politics. This is exactly what politicians are all about. This kind of, and Nacho's right in there. Nacho is guilty too. Little Nacho there signing balls for Christopher Bouzy. I mean, wow. And I wouldn't doubt, they're behind my closing, my account's being closed. We know Yankee Wally's account's closed. So this is just targeted harassment of private citizens, regular people who have little money, have nothing, and they're attacking them. They're using their wealth, they're weaponizing, and attacking and harassing and bullying us. I mean, this is an extension of how Meghan is bullying private citizens via the press and via Christopher Bouzy with his reports. I mean, this is just an example, another example on a larger scale of Meghan's bullying. And she's doing it against us, people who are making a few dollars, people who are trying to make some money because we need it. And she's, trying to rip that away from you and try to destroy your reputation and destroy your ability to make a little bit of an income that you need, especially in these difficult times with inflation going through the roof and everything else. And Meghan is doing her best to destroy people, using her platform there, her wealth. I mean, talk about evil. I mean, her evil just cannot be overstated. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So let's see, how's she feeling about this? Is she feeling nervous at all? I don't know, because she's a psychopath, so she's probably not nervous. She loves this. See, this is the thing. Someone like her, a narcissist psychopath, is going to love this. This is what makes them feel alive. They love this kind of controversy and this kind of criminality and this kind of nastiness. They thrive on this. So let's see, is she thriving? Is she thriving, or is she just surviving? That witch, oh my God. She's not even human. Neither of them are human. I'm telling you. They're just misinformation spreaders is all they are. That weaponized words. Let's see. Shuffle the cards. Let's take a look. How's Meghan handling this? What's she gonna do? And is she gonna stick up for Bouzy now that Bouzy's getting sued by a top lawyer, top in his class? Who obviously has some very good connections. I mean, he's got his team too. So, oh, wow, gosh, this is colossal. This battle, this is huge. You gotta keep an eye on this. But anyways, let's find out, how is Meghan handling this? Is she loving it? Is she not happy? What's going on? What's going on here? What's she gonna do next? Is she gonna try to do something else, or is she gonna back down? What's gonna happen here? Let's see what the cards will show. Let's see. I guess is Megan surviving, or is she thriving? Let's see here. I get. Oh yeah, she's not happy. She's not happy. Oh yeah, yeah. She doesn't like being exposed like this. I see this like a nuclear cloud in the background. She's like, she wasn't expecting this. I don't think she expected this to get exposed. and for word, and like he said, spread the word. Make sure everybody knows. Meghan Markle paid Christopher Boozy for the Bot Sentinel report they used to defame private citizens and expose and deplatform them and ruin their lives and livelihoods. I mean, this is like a crime against humanity, basically. I mean, when it's so many people involved, this is beyond just simple criminal actions. These are crimes against humanity. One of many by the globalists nowadays. And so what's the environment she's in? Queen of Swords. So thinking, plotting, planning with her cabal there, her friends. She's got ideas. She's talking to people, calling people. So swords and swords, three of swords, queen of swords. She's definitely plotting and planning here. She's not happy. She doesn't want this story getting out too far, I don't think. I think that's probably her main thing. And because she's getting an award for being so compassionate, don't you know? Well, what's the award she's getting again? Being hopeful, spreading hope or some BS? Yeah, you said all the paid stands into at events. Right, all right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she pays for people to show up, but I mean that's not criminal. That's just her being a vain, ridiculous person there. Um, I mean, it's not against the law, but what she's doing is criminal. I mean, this is yeah. She thinks she's Teflon. I mean, she cannot stand any little bit of criticism. I mean, she goes for the jugular. See, this is the way psychopaths are. See, a psychopath, if you insult them, they think you should die, and they would have no problem stabbing you to death. If you insult them. This is how they are. They don't have any sense of proportion. They don't, this is why I believe she is, because this is really Meghan. We know this is Meghan. I mean, Harry's nasty too, but Meghan is really behind all this, I think. And the way she overreacts to criticism, so much so that she takes private citizens and puts them on the front page of the paper, just shows that overreaction shows you her criminal nature, because she's just like, you can't, her overreaction is just so narcissist psychopath. She has no sense of proportion or legality. She doesn't care if it's illegal or the implications of what she's doing. Like she's out of control. This is criminal behavior. And again, so she did it that time, and I think she probably, the first time they exposed those private citizens in the UK, she must have gotten a talking to by the royal family and the Met Police and all that, I'm sure. But now to do it, see, now she's doing it again, but she's being clever. It's like, well, this time I won't out them myself. I'll hire Christopher Boozy to do a fake botnell report, and then I'll out him. So again, with the way she outed Yankee Wally and Murky Meg, and according to Taz, with their real names, addresses, etc., all their personal information, private information, that's the exact same thing she's doing. She's just using a secondary person here. But let's say what's the basis of it all going on here. Page of Cups reversed, the bottom of it all. Very emotional, very crazy here, out of touch with reality. Now, again, Harry and Meghan, and also high as a kites. I mean, that's another factor in this, besides being criminal minded, is that they're also strung out. They're not thinking straight. They're drug addicts, allegedly. So if that's the case, and that's what I get with this card, this is a card of drinking too much, snorting too much, being way out of control. And that's probably this is the basis of the situation. So this is why they're being so reckless and crazy in getting involved with criminals like Christopher Boozy, who's obviously a career criminal, right? He has, again, a long history of this type of thing that the lawyer has uncovered. So with his constant sorry, I'm getting my screen there. But his constant criminal activity, not paying rent to multiple places, and multiple scams with bitcoins and everything. So, yeah. So the bottom of it all. Now, of course, if you are using illicit drugs, then you are no doubt interacting on a regular basis with hardened criminals, because drug dealers, right, are part of, a network of, drug cartels and other very powerful, you know, criminal entities. So Harry and Meghan are, without a doubt, if they are, as it is alleged, as rumors have it, I don't know for certain, but I have heard from credible Lady C sources that they are indeed regular users. And of course, there was that pilot that in TMZ, the pilot who said that Meghan and Harry sent him out to go pick up packages here and there. So I do think drugs are at the bottom of this, is what this car is telling me. Drugs, alcohol, overindulgence, immaturity as well. So what from the past is affecting her as far as this Bot Sentinel? Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. So again, she was happy with this Bot Sentinel. This was something that she wanted. This was, again, an overindulgent type of arrogance. This could be a card as being arrogant and overindulgent. And, she thinks because she's the Duchess of Dumbarton that she should be above reproach, and you little people should not be allowed to criticize her. She's royalty now, right? So this is part that's the arrogance and the indulgence here of where she's coming from with this. It's very emotional. Cups, emotional, so not thinking rationally, reacting emotionally, not thinking things through, the implications of this, and just doing whatever feels good and at the time. Yeah, so she's not thinking straight with this. Obviously, neither of them are. I mean, Harry's completely out of his mind. We know that. He's not even on planet Earth, okay? Like, guys, it's just ridiculous. There's something else I was thinking of. What was it? It'll come back to me. But anyways, yeah, so she's very unhappy, not overly so. I think she's planning and plotting right now, figuring out how to handle this. What does she expect of this story? Now, I don't think Nate the lawyer is going anywhere. This is going to get bigger. This is going to go to court. Oh, she's thinking she's going to be paying somebody off. Maybe she's going to try to pay Nate off. Yeah, and I think I did read an article that Harry and Meghan are buying another property, so they are moving from Montecito. So I kind of saw that in the forecast too, them buying property. But that's an aside with this, though. I don't think they're buying what she's doing here. What she's doing here, I think, is she might be thinking of trying to pay off Nate. I can't imagine Meghan does not want this to go to court. You know that. This will all be documented. We'll be watching that court battle for sure and reading the court transcripts on that one. This is getting good. This is going to really expose Harry and Meghan, and I didn't even think of it at first at how this would do that, but this obviously does. So, wow. I think she's going to try to bribe Nate. Yeah, that's what I'm getting there. What is she worried about? What is she most worried about or not want? Eight of Pentacles reversed. Working card here, hardly working. Yeah, she doesn't want her connection, obviously. The work she did with him, and the fact that she paid him to do this work, and all the, she doesn't want that exposed. I take it from this. But it's too late. It's already out there. But it's not a big story yet. She doesn't want this exposed in the mainstream media, like the PR, like she controls. So she's hoping to keep this story out of, Yahoo. And yeah, you're not going to hear about this in Newsweek by Jack Royston or Omid Scobie, royal editor of Yahoo. You're not going to see them writing about this. They're running away and hiding, right? They'll try to spin it around or something. Yeah. Ron Coleman is his lawyer who works for Dillon firm. They are huge. This is no joke. Yeah, thank you, Daisy. Yeah, I don't know, anything about that, but thank you. I get the vibe I get from this when I'm looking at it. I'm getting spooked. I'm like, this is scary. Like I can feel, just reading what's coming out and how vicious this is going to get, and how this just looks like, I mean, they know what they're doing. Like this Nate guy knows what he's doing. Because Nate, when you see his video, he's like, oh, very friendly. And, you think, oh, okay. So he seems like nice. But what's going on, what's coming out, and his buddies on Twitter and everything, Wow. They're going this is gonna I'm thinking this is scary. This is like somebody could die in this. I mean, this could explode. Like this or this could be like come like a huge international scandal. And of course, we do have a solar eclipse coming up. So this is like scary. I'm like, what the hell's gonna happen here? Because this is because we're talking about some serious power going on here. This is getting real. It's getting real. Nate doesn't even know the half of it, so good for him going with what he does. Same lawyers who were hired by Project Veritas. Really? So top lawyers. Because I love Project Veritas. But again, Project Veritas also deals with a lot of dangerous situations. I mean, you saw how the CEO of Project Veritas was raided by the FBI because allegedly he had Biden's daughter's diary for something or a copy of it. This goes back to 2016, Robbie Mook and his ruining the Reddit and the internet and Google. I don't know about that. I have to look into that. I don't know. They never expected her to lose. You mean Amber Heard? Wow. Well, let's see what's going on. But we need to expose Harry and Meghan paying Boozy for this botnet that they used to harass private citizens and spread misinformation that they were harassed, which is ridiculous. I mean, these two drugged up, immature, spoiled brat, menace to society is all they are. They really need to be locked up and throw away the key. They need to go away. They are such criminals and they're harassing people. They are. So what's Megan hoping for from this? What's she hoping to happen? Oh, I got Seven of Pentacles. She's hoping that she's going to look like, I'm just doing my work here. I'm a good worker. I'm being of service to society here. So she's trying to lay low and she's trying to make it appear that, she's still going to try to play the victim, I take it. Um, I can't believe they're giving themselves an award. It's unbelievable. I mean, that just shows how drugged up they are. They would even come up with a scheme like that to give themselves an award. And they do nothing. They do nothing. So yeah, but she's gonna try to make it seem like, oh, she's so hard at work, doing whatever it is she does. Nobody knows. But she definitely does not want this coming out. How does she see Christopher Boozy? How does she see the Boozy one? How does she see him in general? Oh, look at that Eight of Swords. Oh, look at that. Eight of Swords here, blindfolded. She's gonna ghost him so fast. She's like, who? Christopher who? Christopher what? I don't know who you're talking about. Never heard of him. So she's separating herself from him. She's gonna ghost him. She's gonna pretend like doesn't know what you're talking about. She's gonna play dumb, play ignorant, ignore. She's definitely not gonna support him. She's not coming out in his defense. Criminals never support each other. There's no honor amongst thieves, right? So she's just like Christopher could go to prison. She'll be like, okay, well, I'll send you some cookies that I made. Like she's not gonna do anything. Yeah, they love to project. Uh-huh. Killer EC. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get this in the mainstream. How do we get this in the mainstream media? Because this is a huge story. They use the mainstream media to use this Bot Sentinel. How can they, you know what I mean? They use the Bot Sentinels all over mainstream media. They use this to try to claim that they're victims. Liars they are. Such misinformation. Harry and Meghan spreading misinformation. So what's she gonna do next? So she's coming up and trying to come up with stuff. Oh, Hangman again. I get the idea, Hangman. Yeah, she's going to be playing the victim, right? She's gonna try to twist this to play the victim. And also, she's not going to say or do anything. She's going to go under the swamp waters, and she's probably going to get high as a kite. And this is probably her, high as a kite under her tree there in their yard. The tree that looks like her and Harry hugging each other, right? That Archie says, "Hi, Mom and Dad." Yeah, that tree. She's gonna go hang out there and do whatever she does, whatever she indulges in, and she is not going to acknowledge this. She's going to pretend like she knows nothing, but she knows damn well what she's done, and we know what she's done, and we know that this is all coming out in court, and she needs to be exposed. And it's really disgusting that there's no journalist. I hope there's got to be some journalist that'll cover this. They've got to cover this. It's huge. She cannot get away with this. What's going to happen in the long run? So she's going to play dumb, hang out, get high. Ooh, Ten of Cups reversed. Royal family. Ooh, so I see this as, they're on the outs of the royal family. Meghan is never getting back in. So I'm getting that this is even more ammunition that the royal family is going to use to um, not support her, distance themselves from her. And of course, in her community as well. I mean, Ten of Cups is like your community. And this is why nobody likes Harry and Meghan out in California, Hollywood. I mean, they are so out. They are so out. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants to be seen with them. Nobody wants to hang out with them. Um, they can see how crazy, drugged up criminals they are, allegedly. So, you know, this is really bad news for them all over. I mean, I think that they're pariahs. Harry and Meghan are pariahs. They are outcasts, and no one wants to be around them or work with them or have anything to do with them. And I don't see anything, she's got to lose her, this is going to be more bad news for her in the media. I don't see, I think that this is just going to be another reason why people, dislike her, but I don't really, and she's going to be, the royal family is going to be very unhappy with this, obviously, but I don't really see any like criminal consequences, unfortunately. But I mean, this bullying is out of control. Her bullying, Meghan Markle's bullying is has such a pattern, and it's gone from her assistants to private citizens around the world and on the internet. I mean, this is out of control, and perhaps she may be losing the support that she was getting for her deplatforming of people that she's been doing. And I hope that this, people who are aiding and abetting Harry in deplatforming channels takes into account this information and pays attention to these criminal filings of Nate the lawyer with Christopher Boozy and what's exposed, especially with Harry and Meghan paying Christopher Boozy to make this fraudulent report to harass private citizens using their wealth to do this. It's as royal family members. It's so egregious and dictatorial. And yeah, this will get out. She's going to get a world of grief from this. Nobody in the world will have anything to do with Harry and Meghan anymore. Their reputations are going to be sealed by this. I mean, Meghan doesn't have to say or do anything. Everyone knows. And so that's good news, at least. They're not going to, Harry and Meghan are not going to be able to dig themselves out of this hole. They're not going to be able to pay off anybody. They think they can just pay off somebody some money and shut them up, but that's not going to work here because the damage is too vast and it's going to court. you know. Yeah. God bless Nate. Yeah, support Nate. Keep an eye on it. And yeah, because this is huge, and I think that this needs to be exposed. Harry and Meghan need to be exposed for their abuse and bullying of people and their spreading of misinformation, and they need to, not be supported and not be um, allowed to get away with this. And everybody whose channels have been deplatformed because of Christopher Boozy and his fake fraudulent Bot Sentinel report should have their accounts reinstated. Toot sweet, YouTube, Twitter, talking to you. So that's all I have to say about that. So that is my reading on this for tonight. I wanted to get that out there. So Meghan is upset, which is good. She should be. But don't let her get away playing the victim at all. That's all I gotta say. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening.